Hey everyone, as you can see, I just got a new mic. Haven't really used it before. It's the first time testing it out. Just got the DJI mic, really nice quality. Been wanting to get a nice quality mic just for videos for the future for you guys. And I thought this would be a fun one to test it out with. So just want to do a sort of run through of what I practice when I'm by myself. I think a lot of people struggle with not really knowing what to practice other than serves when they are by themselves. And so I'll kind of walk through like what I do in terms of warm up, in terms of setting, in terms of hitting, throw some serves in there as well, because I think I have some tips for that. And yeah, hope you enjoy. All right, I always like to start with some arm circles just to get the blood flowing. Really like to do this just, before tournament, but also practicing as well. You're gonna have lots of reps throughout the day. I think I counted at one point, it was like 200 serves attempts per day. So you're doing a lot, and that's not to count like anything with warm-ups. Start, small, get bigger. Then once you do a couple of big ones, start small and go backwards. Make sure, big thing here, to keep your thumbs up to make sure you're getting the full shoulder rotation that you need. But yeah, this one's really good. Gets the blood flowing, like I said, and yeah, should lead to a great serving sesh. The other thing is I also really like just doing the side-to-side ones and rotating every single other one. So I like to have my right arm go across, then my left arm go across. Kind of simulates like what a cut serve might look like. This is great for serving, like I said, but also really important for hitting. You're gonna have a lot of movements where you need to rotate across. So being able to stay planted, get your power from rotating. Another good one that you maybe seen Will Picone do. He gets down and lunges side to side. Really good for just staying deep, getting the hip rotation. Really, really good stretch here. Another thing that's really nice is getting one of these Theraguns. They're a little pricey. You can probably find cheaper ones on Amazon too, but they're great for just warming up, getting your blood flow going. Also really good for cool down as well. So, if you're in between games, if you're ever at a tournament and feel like you've kind of been sitting for a while and you don't really want to do like a full warm up before your next game, this is really nice. All right, you're feeling warm, you're loose, you're ready to go. I think sometimes people really don't like setting by themselves just because it's boring to, get as many touches as you can doing this. This is really good, of course, but I think there's lots of other different setting exercises that you can do by yourself that are just valuable in their own right and can maybe be a little bit more interesting than setting straight with yourself. So I'll show you those and what I like to do. The first thing I really like to do is find yourself a wall. What I like to do is just hit it against the wall, let it bounce once, and then kind of sink in as low as you can to the ground, getting, same touch in every single time. Try to aim for the same spot on the wall. This is really good for just staying low. Once it comes to your left side, hit it with your left hand. Basically, you're just reading off the wall where it goes. You're letting it bounce. You're getting low. That time I hit it a little bit short. You get the idea. You want to be able to just get low in your stance, hit a similar spot on the wall every single time. It's really good for improving just accuracy in general. So I'm trying to aim for like halfway up the wall. It's hard to get, perfectly, but it's a little more engaging than just setting straight up and down to yourself. Something you'll notice in terms of just what I like to practice is I really like getting as many reps in a row, as many quality reps in a row that you can. So if you are someone that likes to practice just setting by yourself, or you don't have a wall, or you don't have a place that's a bounceable surface, you can just set like this. And when you are setting, try to, one, let it drop as far as you can. So get low, challenge yourself, contact it from a really low point, and try to end it up try to end up with it hitting maybe head height every single time. Whatever direction it goes, notice how I'm trying to contact it with that hand. So if it ends up on my left side, I'm just doing left side ones. If it goes to my right, I'm doing the right. You'll notice that I'm rarely ever standing still when I'm setting. If anything, my body is always fully engaged. I'm moving, I'm getting ready to make a set where I'm off balance, where it's over my head and I gotta lean back and set it over my head like that. I think a lot of people, they practice where they're standing on their own, they're getting the touch. That's good, but you really gotta be able to practice dynamic setting where you're getting low, you're moving, you're setting back towards yourself, you're setting long. You're able to control the ball at all different trajectories because when you're in a game, you're not ever just gonna be flat-footed. You're gonna have to make those tough recovery sets where it's over your head, it's behind you, it's to a hand maybe you're less comfortable with. It's important that when you're putting all these reps in, that you're able to make sets with your offhand. A lot of people, when they're beginners or they don't feel really comfortable with their sets, they'll make sets across their body with their dominant hand. This is a really bad habit. You'll find that your most comfortable sets end up being the ones that are on the right side or left side of your body, depending on where the ball's coming in. So if the ball's coming in and it's coming over here to my left side, I don't wanna make a set where my hand is coming in like that. It's more likely it's gonna do something like that, where it bounces off weirdly. I'd much rather see the ball coming in and set it with my hand that it's where I'm opening up to the ball rather than closing myself off from the angle. This will give your partner also a better sense of where the ball's coming in from. It's definitely hard at first because it takes a lot of practice setting with your offhand, but it's an important thing, when you're trying to get to that next level of just finding consistency with your offhand. I've found that setting with my offhand has helped me with serving with my offhand. It's helped me with hitting with my offhand. You really want to do as much as you can with your offhand. I remember Thomas Hamilton, he brushes his teeth with his offhand. It's just one example of many that you can do to kind of help get that balance that you need. Something that I also see from setters is a lot of the time they'll set overhand if it's sort of like in their face and they want to have something back towards the net that way, and they're backing up and they're watching the ball. And I think intuitively it makes a little bit of sense in that you're able to keep your eye on the ball and the net at the same time. And it's kind of uncomfortable to be chasing the ball like this and setting over your shoulder. The reality is you're not giving your partner a great opportunity to get a clean hit that way. If you're setting overhand, more often than not, you're gonna overshoot your target. It's gonna go too far to the net, or it's gonna be short. There's never really a time where the ball is getting a lot of loft and it's kind of just directionally setting. Now, there's certain times where that's all you can really do. I understand that. Even you'll see me occasionally have sets where I'm off balance, it's coming at me quick. I have to kind of just projectionally set it. But I really try as much as I can to set underhand. I think it gives the hitter more time too to see the trajectory of the ball. If you're setting from above your head, it's kind of coming right at them. It's harder for them to judge the trajectory of the ball. But if you're setting from below, there's more time to see where the ball's coming. It lets your partner set their feet and get around the net to hit the shot that they want. You really don't want to be setting overhand too often. So what I'd really try to do is, if you're in a game and you remember what I'm kind of saying now, try to recognize those moments where you want to set overhand and maybe use a different technique. If it's coming over your head, set back towards yourself, over your body. You're gonna feel comfortable with setting, doing this. It's not gonna be as awkward for the hitter, and I think you'll have a lot of success doing so. Another drill I really like is to control spin, because when you're in a game, you're always gonna be encountering different spins off of someone's hand on a receive, off of a touch. The ball's gonna be spinning a different way every time when you're setting. So something I like to do is just set and try to spin it every time. And it's pretty tricky at first, but as you do it more and as you get more control with it, you can kind of just spin the ball every single way, and you get more of a feel for how the ball might look when you're seeing it in the air and it's spinning all sorts of ways. You're just getting the feel and the control down, which is super important. I like to keep my hand as open as I can when I'm setting. So, you'll notice that I'm kind of cupping my hand upwards. I'm trying to leave the flat surface if I can. It's definitely like a preference thing. Like, I don't think there's one exact right way to set, but where I am focusing on it landing is somewhere in this range. I'm really never letting it touch my fingers when I'm setting, because it's just more likely that contact's a weird point on my hand if it does touch my finger and ricochet different directions. So really try when you are setting to get full palm contact on the ball rather than any fingers. Seems obvious, but something that people probably don't think about too much. Okay, so now on to hitting. Those that have played the sport for a long time or have been following it probably know of Kenny Ortega. He's a great defensive mind. He's retired from the sport onto pickleball, but he posted this hitting drill a while ago in the Facebook community, and it stuck with me ever since. It's probably my favorite hitting drill, and it tests both of your hands to be a good ambidextrous hitter. So what I really like to do, and what he does, is he finds a wall where two walls meet. You put your net in the corner of it. Basically what you're going to be doing is you'll go up and you'll hit the ball into the net start with your dominant hand, and then you will touch it with your dominant hand, set it with your non-dominant hand, and then hit it again with your dominant hand. You try to do as many in a row as you can. I'll just demo it here. So it's great for just testing all sorts of hits that you'll see. It's great for just controlling the sets that you've worked on previously. You can move back. That's the other thing I just missed, but it's great to have to work on off-net hits as well. You can get back closer. Try to get as many in a row as you can. That's just the example. Moving on to your left hand, same concept. Touch it with your left hand, move back, get good control of it. All right, once you feel pretty good with both hands, now you want to test it where you're going and you're alternating each time. Try to do as many in a row as you can. It's really good for just control, getting your heart rate going. It's great for being able to hit with both hands, like I said. So really love that drill from Kenny. All right, so another type of drill I like to do is based around the idea of deceptive hitting. And that's essentially showing the defenders a shot that you've hit already at them, or might be the more frequent option, like a righty push, righty pull, and then hitting a shot with your non-dominant hand. How I like to practice this is finding a wall, get used to the idea of hitting it with your dominant hand a few times, and then once you feel comfortable, mix in a shot where you're faking with your dominant hand and you hit it with your non-dominant hand. Now, you don't really want to do this too often because people will catch on to it, but it's great at opening up different lanes. So I like to hit a few times with my same hand, and then when I feel comfortable, I'm faking and then I'm hitting with my non-dominant hand. I'm faking and then I hit it with my non-dominant hand. All right, on to serving. So how I like to practice serving is I'll just stand 3 feet away from the net. Maybe I'll move back a bit, go to 5 feet, then end up at 7 feet. And what I like to do is just stay planted. So I'm not moving, I'm just seeing the same exact lane that I want to hit every single time. I think this is a big one. A lot of people, they'll practice, they'll pick up their starting point, they're moving every time, they're hitting something different, and it doesn't help with your consistency at all. How I've found the most success with consistency is keeping my feet completely still and then hitting as many in a row as I can. So I'll start, really close, 3 feet. I'm not doing anything hard. I'm swinging like 50% for beginners. And I'm just hitting it here. I'm not doing anything special here. I'm just standing in the same spot, tossing it out, getting used to the idea of leaning, getting used to the idea of the lane that I want to hit. As you can see, as I've done more, I'm hitting it lower. I'm contacting a little bit wider. And so as you do more and more of those, you'll notice that it's really important to have the flexibility to be able to lean out. I'm still not as flexible as I want to be, but I like to kind of be in one spot. Say you're the net. I'm here, and now I'm here, now I'm here. You're staying on your toes, making sure not to fault. And so I'll start at 3 feet. I'll do this for a while. Now I'm moving back. Now I'm at 5 feet. As you do that more and more, you'll get really comfortable with the exact lane that you want to hit. You're going to see it more often. You're going to get more consistent. It's going to help with just the peak that you can reach as well, because you'll feel so comfortable hitting it on the middle of the net that you're like, why don't I just try to go for the even wider serve? So I think it's a great drill. Really remember to keep your feet planted, and you can rotate as well too. So now I'm at 3 feet with my left. As you can see, it looks a lot less natural than my right. Trying to get it better, but this doesn't cut quite as much. Move back to 5 feet. Okay, now I'm at 7 feet. Something that I really like to do is to be able to work on my offhand. I find a place where, again, I don't have to move, but if I hit a perfect serve or it hits middle net, it's coming back to me. So in this position, I can hit a righty cut and it comes back to me, and I can hit a lefty cut and it comes back to me. It's really good to be able to, like I said, get consistency, but also see both lanes. You can fake, you can get back to a left, you don't have to move. You can fake left, you can hit right, it's just coming right back. Now you're gonna miss, of course, too, and it's not gonna come right back to you every time, but it's good to just get the feel for each serve that you wanna land. I'm just getting lucky that it's coming back to me, honestly, because I missed a few. You can get used to different kinds of faking combinations. See, there it goes. I messed up, I got too greedy. I was going for the peak angle, but you get the idea. Like, you want to be in a spot where you're able to hit both ways. And I think that's really it for serving. Like, you can practice as much as you want, but the biggest thing is just being in a place where you can hit the same serve. It's going to come back to you. Oh, look at that. Getting lucky. I've missed both. I missed 3 out of 4. Missed 4 out of 4, and it's still coming back to me. I'm getting extremely lucky. All right, my reverse is bad, but yeah, you get the idea. Stay practicing, guys. Can't wait to be out there in Orlando, and see you guys soon. Should be a really fun year of content with the new mic, and got a lot of fun stuff planned. So see you guys in Orlando. So when you see those sets over your head, okay, now on to hitting. All right, so the other type of drill I really, that was a bad set, but you get the idea.